The team, while advocating for the second term of Governor Oyetola, lauded his administration for enhanced security, workers' welfare, and job security. Dignitaries at the event included Secretary to the State Government, Prince Wole Oyebamiji, and the State Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice, Oluwafemi Akande. Adibare Jimakide, OSBC News.
President of Nigeria Union of Local Government Employees, NULGE, Osun State Chapter, Comrade Nathaniel Ogungbangbe, has described Governor Adegboyega Oyetola as a focused leader with high spirit of commitment towards the state workforce. Comrade Ogungbangbe revealed this in an engagement meeting with Special Advisor to the Governor on Civic Engagement, Honorable Olatunbosun Oyintiloye, in his office in Osogbo. David Ojo, who witnessed the visit where all the executives of the union were in attendance, now report.
The arrival of the Special Advisor to the Governor on Civic Engagement, Honorable Olatunbosun Oyintiloye, to Nogale office in Osogbo was described as surprise and unprecedented visit by all the leaders of the union. Speaking on behalf of the union, Comrade Kende Ogungbangbe noted that Honorable Oyintiloye's visit remains the first of its kind by any representative from the state government, regarding it as timely and necessary. Comrade Ogungbangbe extolled the unique leadership style of the governor, which has exemplified his administration in terms of service delivery to the good people of Osun and its entire workforce. Comrade Kende underscored the series of life-touching and impacting programs, policy, and projects which Oyetola had implemented in the state in the past 3.5 years of his administration, accentuating that his re-election for second term is sacrosanct and non-negotiable. Comrade Ogungbangbe also appreciated and acknowledged the fact that the governor was able to speak with them on phone during the meeting, assuring them of better days to come. Noge President equally showered encomium on Governor Oyetola for prompt payment of salary, saying workers can now effectively plan on their salaries. He expressed his profound gratitude over the approval of the 7 demands of workers during the celebration of Workers' Day, stating that it was a clear testimony that indeed Governor Oyetola meant well for the workforce.
In the midst of the meeting, he called Mr. Governor, who also spoke with us. So we are very happy, and I'm very grateful to Almighty God for making today a reality.
In his remarks, the Special Advisor to the Governor on Civic Engagement, Honorable Olatunbosun Oyintiloye, commended the Nagi President and his members for their unalloyed commitment and purpose for progressive government. Honorable Oyintiloye appreciated them for eulogizing the present administration for its excellent performance in all the sector of the state. He, however, promised that their support will not go unreciprocated.
They now make a summary request among the demand that Mr. Governor met during the May Day celebration. I initiated a call to Mr. Governor, which personally he spoke with the leadership of the Noge, and they discussed, and we are fixing another meeting for deliberation with the governor himself.
He equally reaffirmed the commitment of Oyetola's led administration to the general well-being of the civil servants in the state, noting that Oyetola is an exceptional leader who will continue doing the bidding of the people. This is David Ojo reporting for OSBC News.
The former Commissioner for Women and Children Affairs in the state of Osun and House of Representatives aspirant, Barrister Olubokolo Olabokpo, has held a campaign rally in the state. Olabokpo is vying for the Feludo Borokwe to Federal Constituency seat in the House of Representatives ahead of the 2023 general elections. The ex-commissioner had recently declared her intention to contest the House of Rep seat on the platform of the All Progressives Congress APC. Flagging off the program in Iragbije, the House of Representative aspirant paid homage to the Aragbije of Iragbije, Oba Abdul-Rashid Ayotunde Olapomi's palace. The former Osun commissioner and her entourage later proceeded to the venue where women leaders, eulogized across the constituency, came out en masse to support the House of Representatives aspirant as she conferred support for Governor Oyetola's re-election. Addressing the gathering, Barrister Olabokpo appreciated Governor Oyetola for the opportunity to serve and pray for his victory in the forthcoming election, stressing that the role of women in any electioneering process can never be overemphasized, hence the need to continuously engage them. She added that the low representation of women in governance is a cause for concern, saying the usual excuse has been that women do not come forth, whereas this is not true. She reiterated the need for women to see the governance project, for which campaign committees have been set up, as their personal projects. Speaking, a representative of the Yaloja in the constituency commended the convener for our state leadership role at ensuring a common front for women in the federal constituency, adding that such has never happened in the history of the state. She mentioned the different ways she has impacted women in the federal constituency and assured her that market women and leaders are fully on ground for the governor's project, while expressing their support for her. Some of the women leaders, while reacting, reiterated their support for the re-election of Governor Adegboyega Oyetola. They appreciated him for his commitment to their uplift and applauded the former commissioner's courage to aspire for the House of Representatives, adding that they are with her fully. The women had earlier toured the 3 local government areas of the federal constituency. The purchase of notification and expression forms by a large number of the ruling party members vying for political posts has been described as an indication of development and progress of the nation's democracy. A political and public affairs analyst, Comrade Olusegun Fani, stated this today while featuring on OSBC Radio Current Affairs weekly program, Elalora. Comrade Fani explained that everyone needed to develop interest in the affairs of the nation in order to succeed, like other advanced countries of the world. While speaking on the coming Guba poll in the state of Osun, the Jesuit-born politician pointed at the numerous achievements of Governor Adegboyega Oyetola's administration, saying that the citizens of the state will not allow such governance to stop untimely. Comrade Fani, who affirmed the reigning peace and unity in the ruling party, also stood for more support for the present administration in the state and the nation at large. President Muhammadu Buhari today ordered every member of the Federal Executive Council, FEC, who has ambition to contest elective office in 2023 general elections to resign on or before next week. Those affected are Ministers of Transportation Rotimi Amechi, Niger Delta Godwin Akpabio, Labor and Employment Chris Ngige, Science, Technology and Innovation Ogbonai Ono, Minister of State for Education Emeka Nwajuba, Justice and Attorney General Abubakar Malami, who have joined the presidential race on the platform of All Progressives Congress APC. Others are the Minister of State for Mines and Steel Uche Oga, who is running for governorship position in Abia State, and the Minister of Women Affairs Pauline Tale, who declared her ambition to contest the senatorial seat in Plateau State. Press freedom has been described as a fundamental principle that gives liberty of expression through various media. Hence, its importance cannot be overemphasized as it is the backbone of democracy. The Deputy Director, Radio News and Current Affairs and Chairperson, National Association of Women Journalists, Osun State Chapter, Mrs. Motorayo Ayegba, stated this while delivering a lecture entitled Press Freedom and the Pandemic Restrictions in Nigeria at the Polytechnic Iresi. Oluwatobiloba Odunuga now reports.
Speaking on the topic, press freedom and the pandemic restrictions in Nigeria, the Deputy Director of Radio News and Current Affairs and Chairperson of Osun State Chapter, Mrs. Motorayo Ayegbayo, maintained that democracy cannot exist without first allowing press freedom. This is because democracy's strength rests in the hands of the people, because they have to be knowledgeable and informed in order to be able to make right decisions when they exercise their franchise. She stated further that for proper enlightenment and sensitization of the public, the press needs to be accorded a certain level of freedom, which will allow it to roll out important information to the public. Mrs. Ayegbayo therefore called for collaborative efforts of all the stakeholders at ensuring that press freedom is guaranteed.
We've lost many of our colleagues in the process of doing that. That's why we need to be very careful at the same time when discharging our duty. And that's why we are clamoring for freedom, total freedom of press, so that our life will be safe.
In his submission, another guest lecturer, Comrade Habib Daranijo of the Kwara State University, said the media has remained a strong tool for developmental aspects of the society, hence the need to allow the press to function effectively without hindrances. Comrade Daranijo, however, charged media practitioners not to overuse their freedom, have respect for the Constitution, and do away with fake news. Earlier in his welcome address, the acting rector of Polytechnic Iresi, Dr. Kadiri Oluwatoyin, gave kudos to the mass communication students of the institution for making the institution the first in Osun State to celebrate World Press Freedom Day. He further stated that the title of the lecture, which is Press Freedom and the Pandemic Restrictions in Nigeria, came at a time when press freedom now resides in the extinction, calling on all and sundry to ensure adequate measures are put in place for journalism stability. Also in his remarks, the head of department mass communication of the institution, Mr. Abdullahi Salahuddin, appreciated the guest speakers, saying that their lectures provide solutions to issues affecting the nation building. Oluwa Tobiloba Odunuga, reporting for OSBC News.
This is the news across the country, coming to you from Osun State Broadcasting Corporation, Iliawiye, Okebali Oshogbo, Voice of the West. Now, a mid-news message. Honesty is the best policy. Train your child to be honest. Food, no doubt, is one of the essential needs of man, but the large percentage of those foods need to be cooked as they cannot be consumed raw. To this end, cooking gas, which is a source of cooking in most households in the country, forms the basis of concern on today's business news. What are the reasons behind the fluctuation in its prices in recent times? Olaide Adegbere saw the opinions of some respondents. A report.
Cooking gas is taking over most kitchens in Nigeria home now, unlike the traditional way of cooking with firewood to charcoal pots to kerosene cooking stoves. Cooking gas is cheaper, lasts longer, and its usage does not dirty pots. It is fast, odorless, and can efficiently be used indoors, the reason for its increase in market demand. It would be recorded that in September last year, a kilogram of gas is sold for 500 naira, and it increases to 600 naira in December last year. In May this year, a kilogram of gas is now 750 naira at retailers' shop, while some sells at 700 naira, but major marketers who owns gas plants sells at direct price, which is 650 naira. This prompts OSBC Business News to seek the view of gas sellers and consumers about the increase in the price of gas. Speaking with OSBC reporter, a gas plant owner, Mr. Kingsley Adetunji, said, gas sector is deregulated unlike the petroleum sector that has fixed price, but major marketers sells at direct price for the distributors, which is 650 naira.
Sector, it's a deregulated sector. It's not a regulated one like we have in the PMS sector, so it doesn't have a fixed price. It's based on what you buy from the depot.
Another gas distributor, Mr. Adeshola Akande, stressed that though they get gas from the gas plant at direct price, but adding their expenses makes them sell at 750 naira.
Skyrocketed from 650 to 750 based on the cost of price of fuel petrol in time here.
A gas consumer who pleaded anonymity said the way the price of gas is skyrocketing is so alarming and becoming unaffordable for most. She pleads to government to do something about it.
The way the gas price is increasing is so alarming. The government should please do something about it because most of us can't afford it.
Olaide Adegbero, OSBC News.
The chairman, Egbedere South Local Government of Osun State, Honorable Hakeem Ajao, has commended the Elegbedi of Egbediland Oba Aziz Muhyiddin Ajagungbade I for infrastructure development being witnessed during his reign. The chairman made a commendation at the turning of sword of an international market in honor of Professor Oluwaino at Shasha area of Egbedi. Shijuade Additional completes the story.
Addressing the gathering, the chairman, who described Oba Aziz Muhyiddin Ajagungbade I as a pace-setter, commended the doggedness of the royal father in bringing the ancient town of Egbedi to limelight. Honorable Hakeem Ajao noted the effort made by the monarch in the last few years of his reign, particularly in the area of social infrastructures in the town, speaking on the new modern international market situated at Shasha along Iwo-Ibadan Road, Egbedi. The council boss disclosed that a committee comprising the youths, chief career officers, and market men and women will soon be set up to ensure the solidification of the markets. He also used the occasion to inform the gathering to rally support for Governor Adegboyega Oyetola in the July 16 governorship elections so as to continue to enjoy more dividends of democracy. Speaking after the interreligious prayers, the Elegbedi of Egbedi land, Oba Aziz Muideen Ajagungbade I, stressed that when the 5 days market commences, it will give opportunities for buying and selling of goods of different kinds. Oba Ajagungbade disclosed that the vision of the international market, named in honor of Professor Oluaino, is to attract people from across the globe. Elegbedi of Egbedi land at the epoch-making event called for the support of the general public for the actualization of the business hub. Also speaking, the Yaloja of Egbedi, Chief Taibat Ademola, and the Baale of Shasha, High Chief Akolakbo, maintained that while taking off the market, it will serve the entire people of the state of Osun and the southwest at large. The tripartite prayers were led by the chief imam of Egbedi, Alhaji Asani Gbadebo, Mr. Akojede Ojewoye, Pastor Joshua Farotimi. The two-in-one program climaxed with clearing of the acres of land set aside for markets.
The Abuja Division of the Court of Appeal today set aside the judgment of Justice Yadike of a federal high court in Umaya, which voided the provision of Section 8412 of the Electoral Act 2022. The appellate court, in its judgment, about three-member panel headed by Justice Mama Akawu Baka, held that the federal high court Umaya had no jurisdiction to have entertained the case because the plaintiff, Unduka Eded, lacked the local standard to have filed the suit in the first place. The appellate court added that Eded did not establish any cause of action to have warranted his approaching the court on the issue because he did not establish that he was directly affected by the provision. The appeal court therefore struck out the suit. A 39-year-old mother of twins, Shion Shola, has explained why he stabbed her ex-boyfriend, Lomi Alara Kimbino, in Ondo-Town, Ondo State, during a fight over 500 naira. Shion, a food seller, has however been arrested and charged to court for unlawfully wounding Alara with a knife. The suspect reportedly stabbed him in his stomach when a fight ensued between them at the Yalaji Market area in Ondo. A police source says the suspect, who is a single mother, and the victim used to be lovers before they parted ways. According to an eyewitness account, he went visiting the suspect and reportedly met a new lover and became infuriated. He reportedly insisted that the new boyfriend should leave while he passed the night with the suspect, but the suspect declined and a fight ensued between them. Information gathered that after she requested for the 500 naira he had earlier given to the suspect twins to feed that day. The 68th birthday and retirement from service ceremony of the 8th section of Planning, Research and Statistics, Ibrepodun Local Government Education Authority, Ilobo, Mrs. Motorayo Abiodun, out tomorrow morning. A statement from the organizing committee indicates that venue of the two-in-one ceremony is SOB Event Center, Ring Road, GRA, Oshobo. Special guest of honor is the Speaker of Osho State House of Assembly, Honorable Timothy Owoye. Chairman of the day is the Commissioner for Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs, Prince Adebayo Adeleke, while the Child Lady of the day is Mrs. Dupe Oladejo. The royal fathers of the day are the Honorable of Ilorago, Oba Wahab Oyedoto, and Honorable of Ukelarogo, Oba Didokun Abolare, while the mother of the day is the wife of the Governor of Osun State, Mrs. Kafayat Oyetola. A new head coach for the Super Eagles may be named this week. The Super Eagles have been without a full-time manager since December last year following the sacking of Gernot Rohr. There has been outcry over the delayed appointment of a coach for the team. Adeyemi Abodere asks more on Sports Update.
Of Victor Osimhen and Odion Ighalo have been dropped from the 30-man list of Super Eagles invited for the international friendlies against Mexico and Ecuador in the United States of America. Other usual suspects, such as Kelechi Iheanacho and Paul Onuachu, were conspicuously missing on the list. The Super Eagles' first assistant coach, Salisu Yusuf, however, opted for captain Ahmed Musa and forward Moses Simon for the friendly matches. The three-time African champions will clash with Mexico at the AT&T Stadium in Dallas, Texas on the 28th of this month before flying to New Jersey to tackle Ecuador at the Red Bull Arena in Arizona on June 2nd. Yusuf is also the head coach of the CHAN and under-23 teams, has included 8 home-based professional players, including goalkeepers Adewale Adeyinka and Ojo Olorunleke. Only 25 players will make the final list for the tour, which is preparatory to next month 2023 African Cup of Nations qualifier against Sierra Leone in Abuja on the 9th of next month, and Sao Tome and Principe in Marrakesh, Morocco on the 13th of June. Meanwhile, Napoli has identified possible replacement for Arsenal and Newcastle United target Victor Osimhen if the Nigerian leaves the Serie A giant this summer. Osimhen's future at Napoli has come under the scanner due to the serious interest from a number of clubs across Europe. The Nigerian is especially wanted in the Premier League, where Manchester United and Arsenal are believed to be interested in him. Newcastle is also pushing to sign him after having shown interest in January and are prepared to double his salary in order to convince him to move to St. James Park. However, Napoli want more than 100 million euros before agreeing to sell Victor Osimhen. In the meantime, Super Falcons defender Ashley Plumtree has been named as Leicester City Women 2021-2022 Professional Football Association's Community Champion. She made her debut for the Super Falcons in a 2-0 victory over Ivory Coast in the 2022 Women African Cup of Nations qualifier in February at the MKO Abiola Stadium in Abuja. Manchester City have signed Erling Haaland from Borussia Dortmund, with the Norwegian striker putting pen to paper on a contract. Haaland will join City at the end of the season, having spent 2.5 years successful years at Dortmund, where he has so far scored 85 goals in 88 appearances in all competitions. Haaland's impending arrival at the Etihad Stadium ends City's search for a long-term successor to club record goal scorer Sergio Aguero, who joined Barcelona last summer. Kylian Mbappe has been spotted in Madrid, causing excitement to flare about his possible transfer to La Liga champions Real Madrid. The PSG striker was pictured in the Spanish capital with PSG teammate Achraf Hakimi, who is incidentally a former Real Madrid player. Similarly, Chelsea defender Antonio Rudiger will join Real Madrid as a free agent after signing a 4-year contract. The German international put pen to paper on a deal that runs until 2026 and will see him make the switch at the end of the current season. He has already completed a medical, and his agreement at the Bernabeu is said to include a 400 million euros release clause. Some Nigerian basketball players on Tuesday stormed the office of Minister of Youth and Sport Development, Sunday Dare, to register in very strong terms the unwillingness of the ministry to resolve the post-election impasse rocking the Nigerian Basketball Federation since January 31st. The two elections of the set date in Abuja and in Benin City produced two factional executives. The visibly angry players, led by the players' representatives in the Igoche Marks faction of the MBBF board, Stanley Gumot, said the procession to the sport minister's office was part of resolutions reached at their meeting held last Tuesday. Sport Update returns tomorrow. My name is Adeyemi Abodere.
To end the news across the country, here again at the major points. Governor Adeboye Garitola has called on Nigerian Institute of Quantity Surveyors to throw off charlatans in the professional services to forestall building collapse in the country. OSBC Business News today chronicled the reasons behind the recent fluctuation in the prices of cooking gas. And 39-year-old mother of twins, Seun Shola, has explained why he stabbed her ex-boyfriend, Lomi Alara Kibine in Ondo State during a fight over 500 naira. That was the news across the country, edited by Temitope Olaiwola and delivered by Samuel Babali. For more stories, you can visit our website, osbcng.com.